Now let's go over to tonight's public address announcer, Tommy Edwards.
Welcome, fans, to the All-Star Game. Get back forward. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. Back forward, a three-time most valuable player.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars. And I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Here's Jordan, following the score by Hakeem Olajuwon. Shoots over English, and Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got his second bucket of the night. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah, and tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed, they do. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. Here is Jordan. Following the score by Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you, and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Here's English, following the basket by Michael Jordan. And it's good for 2. English has got his second basket of the game.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. so much for being too skinny.
Lever drives in. Johnson outside. Here's Malone. No good on that one. So the East All-Stars will take it the other way. Michael Jordan again. Jordan's got 20 points. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. That one goes. Count it.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
The West trails by 16. Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for them.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Another spoon-fed basket for Magic.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
Jordan. The East All-Stars tack on two more.
Well, they had a plan coming into this one, and they have executed on it perfectly.
Johnson surveying the floor. Pass to Olajuwon. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last three playing here tonight.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East All-Stars. They kept going to him again and again. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. The West trails by 14.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. We've got Worthy. Drexler is out there with Johnson. Then it's Kareem, and it's Malone in at the four. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan.
And the high-flying antics of Jordan, simply awesome.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you gotta love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Drexler with the block. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Passes it to Malone. That shot misses. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. Jordan passes to Rivers. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. Rivers has got himself on the board with three there.
A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped. It all comes full circle for Doc.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
Look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin. And, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
Johnson against Jordan to end the run. And Ewing sends it back.
Boy, Ewing using that size to make an impact on D. He loves coming up with the rejections.
Shot clock at 3. Goes back up. Johnson, good. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in LA as a fundraiser. And I understand it's quite an event.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Ainge is checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in.
For your East.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Kevin McHale, he checked in for Brad Dorton. And here are the East All-Stars now. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Jordan with the bucket.
An effective score from the in-between area of the court. Jordan doing his thing.
And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Drexler. Nails the 16-footer. And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of it.
Yep, great athlete.
He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
Clark, they'll need one heck of a rally to climb out of this hole.
And, you know, unfortunately, I'm just not sure they have it in them.
From 13, Drexler, no good.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Offensive rebound. Ewing, the pass to Ainge. Good ball movement here by the East. Second chance shot. The shot's good from Jordan. Jordan's got 41. And Jordan Clark within reach of the record.
He's almost there. Keep that pedal to the metal is what I say.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars. Isaiah Thomas checked in for Doc Rivers. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Olajuwon's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Aguirre comes in for Worthy. And Levers subbed in for Clyde Drexler. Here's McDaniel. He's guarded by McHale. The West again cannot hit. East with the ball. They're on an 18-6 run. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Jordan.
Well, I think the defense has to guard Thomas a lot better than that. He's really good in that mid-range area.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
Here's Jordan. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set. Right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin, and it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
And so it's the East All-Stars going to the break, holding an enormous 36-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
We've got Jordan, Dominique Wilkins out there with Bird. Then there's Thomas, and it's Malone in at the center position. That's the group for Mike Fratello getting going here in the second half. The shot's good from Lever.
And Fat Lever, snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guards.
And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
Inside. Olajuwon inside. Bird's there.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
And 3 from Jordan. And they'll get another chance. Thomas finds Jordan. Wilkins wide open, and he fires. Here's Malone. Moses Malone simply inhales rebounds. And Moses Malone, Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
Here's Jordan. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call. And you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
The East making a switch. Rivers checked in. Then for the West All-Stars, Donaldson comes in for Olajuwon. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Magic Johnson. And it's Malone missing.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. And that sends Michael Jordan to the free throw line.
First personal.
It's going to go on Clyde Drexler. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. Brad Gordy, he's checked in for the East. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this, that sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. And that's out of bounds. The East All-Stars will keep it.
Good activity there, breaking things up. Love the activity defensively.
Worthy's checked in for the West. Here's Jordan. The kick out to Wilkins. And another miss by the East.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it. And they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting. And the 6'9" forward, Karl Malone out of Louisiana Tech, playing for the Utah Jazz. Tonight, he's wearing number 7 to honor the great Pete Maravich. who himself was a three-time All-Star with the New Orleans Jazz.
And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly, with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with a third official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
Bird kicks to Wilkins.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Jordan high post. He's against Lever from 20 feet out. And it's Wilkins, that time on the assist from Michael Jordan.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks, no question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. Obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
It's Worthy missing. And here is the East now. They're on a 13-4 run. From deep, Jordan, here's Bird, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Bird's got his first points of the game. And Larry Bird winning 3 straight MVP awards from 1983 to 1986.
You know who the last player was to do that?
I know I'm going back to 60-something. You tell me.
Yeah,
I know you
Bill
know.
Russell.
Yeah, right,
It's
of
Bill
course.
Russell, 1960 to 63.
Of course, I'm glad we bring him up. A legend.
Yep.
Jordan is double. Wilkins finds Jordan to the paint. And here's Bird from the arc. Larry Bird still warm from last night.
Larry Bird had it going last night at the Legends game, trying to fill it up tonight as well.
Lever passes to Drexler. And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the East. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Bird, and Ainge is subbed in for Wilkins. Aguirre's checked in for the West. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Rivers against Lever. Just 5 to shoot. The West All-Stars need to get a shot off here.
Well, the defense got lucky there with him missing it, but they don't want to chance that again.
And the shot goes in. Jordan's got 52 points.
Boy, how about that dime from Patrick Ewing? Very impressive. Passes like this speak to his unselfishness.
East All-Stars foul.
West All-Stars shooting their first free throws here tonight.
First personal foul.
The free throw drops for Drexler. So both teams changing it up here.
For the West, Clyde Drexler taking 2 shots.
Both good from the line that time. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. Jordan with the ball. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. Here he goes. Good! He got it at the buzzer.
That was right on time.
And so it's the East All-Stars, able to put on a show for the ages. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
On the court for the West All-Stars, getting the fourth quarter going. They've got Magic Johnson. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with McDaniel. Then there's Drexler, and it's Aguirre in at the small forward. Aguirre against Cheeks. Abdul-Jabbar misses. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are draped up pretty good.
Outside, Aguirre. Back to Johnson. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, sure has been. The first free throw is good.
A towering presence on both ends. Abdul-Jabbar is also known for his unblockable and most unique sky hook. Such an impactful, unique big man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Malone's checked in for Patrick Ewing. And West also making a switch. Donaldson's checked in. Here's Jordan. The East All-Stars check on 2 more.
Down the stretch, when you need buckets, go to the guy who's gotten you this far.
Now Johnson to the middle. And the 6'8" forward from the Seattle Supersonics, Xavier McDaniel.
Now in year 3, he's got to be excited, making his very first All-Star appearance.
Strong player from Wichita State. And Kareem will need to get it going, Clark, to reach double digits.
I think his teammates have to do a better job of getting him touches. Just keep feeding him. He's more than capable of getting there.
The East making a switch. Doherty's checked in.
Checking in for your East, Brad Doherty.
Outside, Aguirre. That's tipped. 6 to shoot. Lets it fly from 18. Doherty grabs the board. Doherty's got his 5th rebound in this one. Aguirre against Ainge. Doherty the screen. Ainge the pass to Cheeks. And the shot goes in. Cheeks has got his first bucket of the night. And Maurice Cheeks, Clark, the 6'1" playmaker for the Philadelphia 76ers.
His 3rd straight All-Star appearance, and he's had a total of 4 in his what looks to be on the verge of a Hall of Fame career.
What a terrific defender.
Yes, he is.
Here's Jordan. That's good, and it's Doherty with the assist.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the 2nd most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Pass to Aguirre. Aguirre controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And the Mavericks' Mark Aguirre actually got married last night. How about that? A big weekend for the DePaul product.
Fades. The East All-Stars check on 2 more. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
And Kareem at 40, still handling his business, getting it done. 15 points a game on 54% shooting from the field. For a 40-year-old, that is excellent production from the center position. And Ainge this season has hit a three-pointer in 23 consecutive games. That's an NBA record, and that is his game, making threes.
On Kareem running low on time to set that scoring record, Clark.
Kevin, there's still enough time left in my mind for him to do it. I would love to see it happen. No guarantees that he gets back to this game next year.
Free throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar. Larry Bird's checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. English, he's checked in for McDaniel. And both free throws good for Abdul-Jabbar. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. A 3-ball. The sharpshooter, Danny Ainge, placing it from long range.
And Danny Ainge making his All-Star debut in year 7, having the best season of his career. He went from a singles hitter in pro baseball to a long-distance laser in the NBA.
And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
You know, that's about as good a defensive play as you're going to see. Instant reaction to get a hand on the shot. Beautifully done.
Ewing's checked in for Brad Doherty. James Worthy's checked in for the West. Drexler comes in for Aguirre. Here's English. The West again cannot hit. And so Bird will bring it up for the East. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Worthy finds Drexler. Some nice passing here by the West. Here's Johnson. The West again cannot hit. On the wing, Bird. Drexler defended. Jordan outside. Here's English. Ewing gets the rebound. Ewing's got 5 rebounds tonight. Shoots from the high post. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Ewing. Jordan's got 12 points now in the quarter.
How do you expand the lead? Increase it. It takes good play on both ends.
Johnson, the pass to Drexler. Back to Johnson. Jordan with the rebound. 55 seconds left in the game. A wide open look for Bird. And a dead-eye shooter in Larry Bird.
They have shown up at just the right time, putting the finishing touches on this game.
Here's West now. Johnson up top, guarded by Jordan. Drexler scanning the floor. Shot to stop the run. And it's blocked by Jordan.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys.
And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taking the path less traveled for sure.
He said, "Arrivederci" to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
Shots good by Drexler.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
From deep, Jordan can't get it to fall. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in, but they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's